Hey guys, and welcome to Student to Adulthood. I'm Jazz, and thanks for tuning into this video. If you're watching this, that means you're thinking about moving to London, which is amazing. I'm sure you're going to love it. I lived there for the last 2 years, and I loved every moment of it. There's so much culture there. There's always events happening on the weekend, and the museums are always free. It's the most amazing city, one of the most amazing cities in the whole wide world. So I thought I'll put this video together just to help some people out about before you get in London, what you can expect, what apps to download, which are really helpful, about, housing, transport, looking for jobs, the big important things when you're moving there to live. So if you have any questions afterwards, you guys can tweet me at Jacinda R, and you can also leave a comment below and I'll answer them and help you guys out. So first of all, I just want to start, if you're from Australia, New Zealand, get ready. London is cold. It is very, very, very cold. I don't know if Canada, I don't know how to compare it. I've never been Canada, though it's on my list. But it's easy enough to say, don't pack your swimmers, don't pack your shorts. You won't need them. Unless you're going to like Spain, Greece, Italy, like traveling around before getting to London. Because you guys can buy stuff here. Like you've got Primark. It's a huge store and you can get stuff for like £2-4. It's so cheap. Everyone lives by Primark. Or you can even go to TK Maxx, which is kind of like Trade Secret, and you can buy like Roxy and Billabong swimmers for like £5 because no one really goes swimming in London. So if you come here, even in summer, you'll probably need a cardigan. Definitely pack a couple of cardigans. You'll need those. But if you have like a coat, like a really good coat, definitely bring that because you will live in that for the next 6 months. Mostly pack your suitcase with winter things because you will live in them easy for 6 months. So sorry, but it gets very cold. Once you get here, make sure you have a map printout of where you're going to your hostel because the transport is amazing in London, but it can get very confusing. And there's nothing like it in the world. They're so on time with everything. It can get you everywhere, from trains to tubes to the overground to the buses, everywhere. So the best thing to do right now is to download the app Citymapper. I lived by this. It saved my life. I think it saves everyone else's life. Everyone lives by it. So basically what the app is, you can type in where you want to go start to finish. It has all the options on there, by tubes, by bus, by overground. Next to all your option choices, it has the price of how much it costs. It also has Uber, if you wish to catch an Uber to the location, the price costs. And at the bottom, sometimes it has something random, like if you have a jet backpack or if you can teleport, just add a gag, I guess, at the bottom of the app. But I think it's really important when you're living in London, knowing the cheapest way to get around. So it's real simple to use. It's a lot better than Google Maps. You can't live in London without it. You use that app every day. I'm not lying to you. So everyone uses it. Download it. And you're probably guessing now, you're off the airport, what to do. You get a Oyster card to get around. The Oyster card is a lot cheaper than buying, your daily tickets. Everyone uses it. What you have to do, you put a £5 deposit. You get your card. And when you first arrive in London, I would suggest putting about £30 on there to get you where you need to go. Also really important, once you kind of get comfortable, oh, there goes Pascal. Where do you go? There he is. Okay, so once you get comfortable in London, register your card. I can't emphasize how important this is because the Oyster card probably gets stolen more than credit cards. And that is when people find an Oyster card, they hand it in, they get the £5 deposit and they get any money that's on the card straight to you, which really sucks. Like, I got a sad story. Like, I always kept my Oyster card in my pocket when I was working the hotels. When we finished our shift, we all went to the bag and someone went through and stole all the Oyster cards from the bag. And this poor girl, it was her first week in London and she put £60 on the card. And she was in tears by the end of the shift. She was non-stop crying. So if you register your card, it would straight away get sent back to you if someone steals it. I think it's number one thing you guys have got to do there. And then you get the emails if there's any delays, or if they close a road, or if a tube is closed for the day. It's because transport, everyone lives by public transport there. Also with the Oyster card, you can choose your rates. You can choose to do, top up weekly, yearly, or monthly rates for your Oyster card. And how the rates work out as well, it's kind of like London. You will see on the tube map, there's also a tube map in your city mapper. London's split up to 6 zones. So you've got zones 1 to 6, central London being zone 1. And if you work in central London, you'll probably be living in zone 2 to 3. And I think for weekly rates, about £25. But with the weekly rate, you can get on, or any of the other rates, you can get on as many transport as you want, from bus to tube, for that much for the week. But also just work out what's best for you when you're living there. Because for me, it worked out cheaper catching a bus, because the buses, it's pretty awesome. There's a flat rate. You just pay when you get on the bus. If it doesn't matter if you get off the third stop or the very last stop, it's just the same rate through. And it ended up being cheaper for me because I could catch my bus to work door to door, and I saved about £10–15 easy a week. And also the night buses are really easy in London, knock on wood. I caught the transport, 3, 4 a.m. I never had a problem getting home. It's pretty safe, the London night buses. It's gets you where you need to go. It's pretty amazing, the transport. And your city mapper helps you wherever you need to go if you get lost. And also, you don't always need the internet for City Mapper. You can save your trail, and then you can use that trail without the internet. Transport's over in London. The next thing you guys are probably wondering about is jobs. So if you're coming over, like a lot of people do on the Working Holiday Club, because you want to travel and see Europe and then just see what it's like living in London, the kind of jobs you'll probably be wanting is the real flexible ones, which is stuff like agency work for hotels. I had a lot of friends doing teachers' aides. You can, work in the coffee places. There's so many coffee chains like Starbucks, Costa, every corner you will see a coffee place. You also got call centers, reception work. It really depends what you're looking for and what to do. But these are the kind of jobs that they're not the highest paying jobs, but they're the most flexible if you want to go around traveling. Just with these jobs as well, I don't want to sound awful, but really write down your hours in your diary, what you're doing every week, because chances are 99% of the time, like weekly, this happens that you don't get paid what you worked. You probably miss a whole day's pay or even 5 hours, and it ends up adding to quite a lot. So just really write down your hours and keep an eye on that, because that probably tends to be the most nasty thing, not getting paid your full amount, especially when you work so hard, like crazy hours. So I'm not quite sure if you're going to London looking for like a career job as such, as, I don't know, architecture or something. I'm not really quite sure, truthfully, what would be the process. I guess a few of my friends there had I think they had like career advisors or went to job agencies for those kind of jobs. And I think 100% that you would need to probably go to a job agency to find, one of those career kind of paths. All right. So next is housing. You guys want somewhere to live, and I'm sorry to say, London, you're going to be living in shared housing. It's the London life. Everybody does it because it's the most cost-effective way. If you're traveling with someone and coming over with someone, that's great. You guys get to share a room together. But if you're traveling on your own, you will be sharing with a stranger, which can be a great thing. That person can end up being your best friend, or it might be a bit harder for you, to find out somewhere where you're comfortable to live. But just give you guys an idea, that's kind of the situation. If you have your own room, that's probably a lottery in London, truthfully. Your room might be probably the size of a wardrobe, like you feel like Harry Potter. But that's what you guys can kind of expect. To look for places to live, there's an app called ShareRoom, which I had a lot of friends use. ShareRoom is free to use, but they also have a membership which you can pay, and the membership allows you to view the early bird rooms, which are most likely the best rooms. So the early birds get to see the best rooms first, and if no one takes them, eventually then they'll go on the platform for everyone to see. So if you really want a decent place to live, you'll probably have to pay for the early bird. A lot of people as well also used Gumtree, and they were pretty happy with Gumtree as well. I would suggest, though, if you're going to a place, definitely take someone with you to have a look. Always go a couple of hours earlier to get an idea of the area and if you feel comfortable living there. And really, this sounds quite awful as well, but Google the address, because a lot of times as well, you might find the place, then you Google it, and you find out the person has put up the same picture for this like 6, 7 houses at different addresses. And then you can Google map it and see that that house does not look like what it's advertised. That does happen a lot. So be really careful with that. That's why I always suggest take someone with you when you're looking for a housing. The other option that people do is go through a real estate agent. The real estate agent is probably the safest option, but it is the most expensive. They have their upfront fees, and they 99% of the time ask you to pay 3 to 4 months ahead. So you're probably up to £4,000 just to establish a place to live, which is quite a lot of money. So make sure if you're coming to London and you want to go with a real estate agent, make sure you have enough funds for that on the side. So that's kind of the money you got to set up for yourself. And if you're coming here, I really suggest that you would probably don't want to go above £120 to £100 a week rent. I'd say put that as your line till you can get on your feet and really get the understanding of your job rates, how you can live. But £100 is probably the most affordable when you're first coming to London. So I hope this guys helps you out a lot. When you're living here as well, you get used to the pattern, like food, grocery shopping. It's kind of like social class. Like you got Waitrose, which is the most expensive items, like it's the best quality. And you got Asda, which is a bit kind of like Walmart, and you got like Sainsbury, Tesco's, which is in the middle. So just really shop around, feel whatever's best for you. I did a little bit of everywhere, really. Aldi as well. I mostly did a lot of shopping there, and Lidl. Those places are great. And as well, especially, I don't know about, again, Canada and New Zealand's kind of the same as Australia. When you get over there, I want to emphasize this, but don't convert every time. I know it sounds really, really hard to do, but when you're living there, don't convert like, oh, that costs £2, that's going to cost me $4. Because if you keep doing that every day, you will go insane and it'll build a lot of stress. So really don't do that, guys. You don't need to do it. Once you start earning pounds, everything will seem so much more relaxed, but don't convert. Like my mum came over, she's like, I just spent $50 on pizza. I was like, you can't convert, you'll just go insane. It's when you earn pounds, you're like, okay, it's pizza rate's pretty cheap. So I hope you guys found this advice useful. Like I said, tweet me if there was anything else I was kind of missing or anything else that you need to know about London. And I hope you guys have safe travels and absolutely love London. I know you will. Everyone does. It's an amazing city. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.